And now, from the great city of Atlanta, Georgia, the Seed and Feed Marching Abominable.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, hold on. That doesn't happen till tomorrow. We've got to get through today first.
Okay, here we are back at the kitchen. Today is cooking day. We need to turn all of this food into a meal for 400 people. It's gonna be a long day. Here's a list of things to do. If you think of a task,
add it.
Write it to the thing.
Yeah. Fried mushrooms, some salad, potatoes.
I'd like to just roast the
I'd love to just have a bunch of roasted.
Oh yeah, no, roasted whole chickens is amazing.
Yeah. So can we make this table the herb station and we'll just put all the herbs okay. It is 12:20. We have 5.5 hours until the meal, and what's going on? Rachel unpacks Intella's prepping tarragon. Mittens is prepping squash. Steve is dealing with this meat freezer. Very honorable. Raven is doing dishes, and I am organizing all the food stuff.
I was able to bring an entire quart container of creme brulee that I just sort of scraped out of containers at work.
Cool.
So I figured I'd make another trifle like I did last year.
Awesome.
That went over well.
Look at this herb table.
It's a mess, but it's a lovely mess.
Mint.
So today we had two tasks. The first task was to cook a giant meal. The second task was to film it all. Okay, now it is 2:30. We're doing a status update. Herbs have been processed. Here we got arugula. Raven with herbs. Collards over there. That's awesome.
Fruit salad is looking gorgeous.
Chickens are in there. Eggplants. Lots of bacon. The problem was I couldn't figure out how to do both these tasks at the same time. The best I could do was periodically take a break from cooking to give a status update. Okay, it is 3:47 now. We've got 2 hours left. Look at this pile of compost. This is gonna be a raw arugula salad. Don't waste your time on that if it's too tedious.
Kind of a tedious thing,
Yeah.
but like this is happening, it's moving.
Mushrooms. Those mushrooms. As I was chopping them, I was thinking about harvesting them the day before. What a great little story there was to tell about serving wild mushrooms at Honk.
Oysters!
But I couldn't put all the pieces together.
This is gonna feed Honk. They're gonna be so happy about it. This is gonna feed Honk.
Cooking is done. I regret not filming nearly as much of it as I would like, but it was super, super hectic. Now we're gonna go over and serve the meal. I'm so tired. All right, going into the Dill Boy. After I arrived, something in my mind snapped. I'd spent all day making hundreds of tiny decisions about the meal, and the part of my brain that decides things simply decided to switch off. It was something I'd never experienced before, like a critical part of who I was from day to day had suddenly evaporated. I couldn't film a thing. I feel so white. So tired.
Well, look at his food.
Isn't it pretty?
It's really pretty.
Congratulations. We did it.
You did do it.
Or you did it and I just ran around. It's excellent. This band from South America came in and they're like, so we have these friends and they're not here. Can we take food? As much as you like. Really? We have a lot.
I spent the rest of the evening in the corner, watching everyone eat the food we had prepared, and I felt empty, like my mind was off. There was a story that I'd wanted so badly to tell, and I'd failed to tell it. This was supposed to be the climax, the happy moment when all the build-up from all the days before gets released in a giant feast. But it wasn't. Musicians came to compliment us, and I couldn't decide if I should film them in the frame.
Unbelievably delicious and
I was disconnected. I couldn't remember why I'd wanted to cook the meal in the first place. That feeling of failure has haunted me for months. This footage has sat on my hard drive, insisting I tell this story, but what story? Certainly not the story I had wanted to tell about eating wild mushrooms surrounded by sousaphones. Instead, it's a story about exhaustion. I had pushed myself to my limit, and my limit wasn't good enough. But maybe that's okay? I mean, it's not ideal, but I think that proving something to yourself, knowing precisely what you are capable of and what you aren't, also has a kind of value. This is not the video that I had hoped to make, but I made it anyway. I did what was possible for me to do, and I think that that's worth something. We did cook that meal. I did make this video. It might be flawed, but it's also complete. I forgot to turn on my microphone again when we went back to clean. A couple hours work, and the day was over.
It is 1 a.m. The day is over. Something happened to my brain. I've lost executive function. I need to go to sleep. Going to sleep. Goodbye.
I still don't really know what happened to my mind that day, but now I do know what I can reasonably expect myself to accomplish in a situation like this. This won't be the last time that I cook or film this meal. Next year is a chance to do better. And tomorrow's video will be a much happier one. There's a big party. I'll see you there.